Scheduling your time effectively doesn't have to be complicated or exhausting. In today's fast-paced world, knowing how to manage your day without spending hours on planning can make a huge difference in your productivity and stress levels. Many people think of scheduling as color-coded charts, detailed planners, or day-long sessions figuring out each tiny detail. But in truth, you can adopt simple, low-effort strategies to keep your tasks organized and still achieve your goals. Rather than becoming yet another chore, scheduling can become a supportive tool that helps you do more, worry less, and maintain flexibility. The key is to focus on the essentials, eliminating unnecessary tasks and minimizing the daily decision fatigue that often comes with time management. Whether you're a busy professional juggling work deadlines and personal errands, a student trying to balance classes and extracurricular activities, or someone managing a household and career at the same time, a streamlined approach can bring clarity to your life. When done right, scheduling should guide you gently toward your priorities instead of feeling like a rigid, stressful system. To start, you need a solid grasp of how you currently use your time and what truly matters. Many people feel overwhelmed not because they have zero free time, but because they haven't identified which tasks are genuinely crucial and which are just filler. One way to do this is to categorize your tasks by urgency and importance, asking yourself which items really support your personal or professional aims. Another helpful principle is the 80-20 rule, sometimes called the Pareto principle, which states that around 80% of your results come from about 20% of your efforts. By spotting that high-value 20%, you can prioritize it and drastically improve productivity without spreading yourself thin. It also helps to do some form of time tracking for a few days or weeks to see where your minutes and hours go. You may discover you spend surprising amounts of time browsing social media, dealing with unplanned emails, or switching between tasks. Once you see these patterns, you can adjust and limit low-value or draining activities. This forms the foundation of a more effortless approach to scheduling, getting clear on what deserves space in your calendar and what can be trimmed. With that foundation in place, you can start using simple techniques to structure your day. One method is the 1-minute rule. Each morning, take just 60 seconds to identify the top 3 priorities you want to accomplish by day's end. Rather than an elaborate plan, this is a short, focused list that keeps you grounded on what truly matters. Another straightforward strategy is time blocking, where you divide your day into blocks for specific tasks. Instead of a sprawling to-do list, you plan that from 9 to 10:30, you'll work on a key project. Then from 10:30 to 11, you'll handle email, and so on. This approach reduces the need to make constant choices about what to do next and helps you avoid overloading your schedule. For micro tasks that take only a couple of minutes to finish, like answering a quick email or filing a short form, the 2-minute rule says to handle them right away instead of letting them pile up. This tactic keeps these small tasks from cluttering your mind. You can also reduce mental load through task batching, grouping similar tasks together so you don't constantly switch gears. For instance, you can schedule all your meetings back to back, or limit email checks to 2 or 3 times per day, which is far more efficient than jumping between writing reports and answering messages all day long. Technology can lighten the load further when used wisely. Good calendar apps like Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, or Outlook can seamlessly sync across your devices and remind you of key events. Task managers like Todoist or Notion help you keep to-do lists concise and centralized. You can even automate tasks with tools like Zapier or IFTT, so repetitive actions happen in the background, or set recurring reminders for bills or routine errands. Rather than memorizing everything, you rely on software as a safety net. It's important to avoid going overboard with complicated systems. A single, well-chosen app or two that integrates with your daily routine is often more helpful than a scattered array of advanced platforms. Decision fatigue is another major pitfall that can derail a schedule. If you have to constantly figure out what to work on next, when to break, or what meal to prepare, you burn mental energy that could be better spent on actual tasks. To counter this, create routines for repetitive tasks, like a consistent morning routine, a set time for exercise, or a fixed approach to handling emails. You might also set default schedules that define Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings for deep work, or Tuesday evenings for grocery shopping. Using templates is similarly helpful. You can maintain a standard meal plan, an email template for frequent communications, or a checklist for typical work processes. All these moves reduce the number of small decisions you make, keeping your mind fresher for meaningful work. Distractions are a real enemy of efficient scheduling. Even if your plan is simple, interruptions from digital devices or impromptu chats can ruin your flow and cause you to overshoot your planned times. Minimizing digital distractions involves turning off non-essential notifications, using website blockers, and setting designated periods for messages and social media. In terms of real-world interruptions, it can help to limit the number of meetings you attend, consolidate them into one portion of the day, and communicate your focus hours to colleagues or family members. The goal is to shield your schedule from constant disruptions, which would otherwise create the need for even more planning and adjustment. Saying no to requests or opportunities that don't align with your main objectives is also vital. Many people overextend themselves by trying to please everyone, but each new commitment chips away at the space in your calendar. Politely declining non-essential meetings or social engagements can be liberating and ensures your schedule remains manageable. This doesn't mean ignoring everything or never helping others, but you do want to protect your time so it aligns with your key responsibilities and personal well-being. No scheduling method is static. Life circumstances change, and so should your plan. A short weekly review, maybe on a Sunday evening, can help you see what worked well in your schedule, what broke down, and where you need more buffer time. Remain flexible. If a crisis pops up at work, or you have a family emergency, your schedule should bend, not snap. Consider leaving 20 to 30% of your time unbooked each day to handle unexpected tasks, or simply catch your breath. That spare capacity can transform a day from frantic to calm, even if surprises occur. Developing a mindset of continuous improvement is also important. View your time management as a series of experiments. Perhaps you try time blocking for a month, then switch to a more open schedule or refine your approach after discovering new insights. Celebrate small successes, like consistently meeting your top 3 daily priorities or noticing a drop in stress levels. Over time, these small tweaks can lead to big results in how smoothly your day flows. Ultimately, scheduling shouldn't be about perfection. You're not aiming to micromanage every minute or churn out an endless stream of tasks. Instead, you want clarity on what matters, enough structure to guide you, and enough flexibility to adapt to life's changes. Striking this balance lets you work smarter, not harder. You go through the day with direction, but without feeling trapped by your calendar. A good schedule supports your personal and professional goals while leaving room for spontaneity, rest, and self-care. As you adopt these low-effort scheduling strategies, remember that consistency outperforms intensity. It's better to keep using a straightforward time block approach for months, tweaking it slightly as needed, than to launch into a highly detailed system you'll abandon after a week. A daily or weekly routine that merges into your lifestyle will be far easier to maintain than an elaborate approach that requires constant updates. Trust that these minimalist time management techniques, like the 1-minute rule, 2-minute rule, time blocking, and task batching, will accumulate into powerful changes over time. So, embrace simplicity in scheduling. Rely on a small set of effective tactics. Use technology judiciously, and give yourself room to adapt. By focusing on what truly needs to be done and letting go of the rest, you'll find that scheduling becomes a friend instead of a burden. As you evolve your approach, you'll continually refine how you manage tasks and priorities, finding a sweet spot that delivers ample productivity without the stress or complexity that often scares people away from time management in the first place. This kind of gentle, adaptive approach to scheduling frees up your energy for the tasks, relationships, and personal development that matter most. Rather than spending hours planning, you only allocate a brief period to set up your day, then flow through it with confidence, knowing that your key tasks are accounted for and the unimportant details aren't crowding your headspace. Over time, you'll feel more in control, more productive, and more at ease. Proof that scheduling can indeed be done with minimal effort and maximum impact. 01.